Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to another episode of Living World of Darkness Rage Across New York, the werewolf venue. Today sees three people at the Sept. Um, Anna Road and Xavier was here, and Nico Bacas. The reason that they're there is because Anna and her mate, Nico, got into a very, very serious fight last night in which both of them were very triggered, and several points that upset the both of them to the point of needing a mediator heard. And it was decided that the best person to talk between Nico and Anna was Xavier, Nico's soon-to-be nephew and Anna's alpha. So, that is where the scene starts, with three of them sitting in the park, basically getting ready to engage in mediations. So Nico will basically look over at Xavier. It's very clear that he was probably crying. His eyes are red and still a little bit wet.
Anna was pretty much at the same state, her eyes red and puffy from crying, even though she wasn't crying now. And she was silent all day and pretty much hiding her face with a hoodie. And just now she managed to take it and show the reason why she was hiding it. She's trembling actually, and trying to be as still as she can, not making any sudden movements or anything. She's really afraid of triggering Nico again.
Xavier just slowly takes a small puff from his cigarette. So, can somebody explain what happened to me, please?
He'll look at it to see if she's going to tell it, and if not, he'll start.
Nico can start, I guess.
We were on the way back from the Kettle Rush show, and we got to talking. And I mentioned that my niece, Yomara. I mentioned that she was really hot-blooded. That she was a Latina chick. She could be very Latina. You know what I mean? And
I have been at the end of. I have been at the end of that. I received it before, so yes, I know.
And apparently, the wording of it and what I said upset Anna enough that she reacted in a way that reminded me very much of Ria's behavior, and I spiraled out of control.
I pretty much threatened to kill him if he ever called me a Latina or something. I did not raise my hand for him. I did nothing physical, but I did threaten him.
And why did you do that?
Because where I came from, being called Latina is the equivalent of being called the N-word. It's an extreme slur, racial slur. You just don't, and especially not with that sort of stereotype.
Well, also considering you're a rune, I can see how this got out of hand real quick. Have you two talked about this after it happened?
I
Vale wouldn't want.
sincerely preferred to have someone mediate this talk because considering the panic attack Nico suffered, how the subject distressed me, and I never had a mate before, so I would rather have someone mediate it and not call me unfair or tell me I am not trying to hear and be calm at this subject.
Okay, the thing is, I can only help. You two are the ones who are going to sit down, talk about this, and solve it. From what I can see, both of you did some stuff that was bad for each other without knowing. So, from what I see, both of you need to apologize to each other.
Nico
Are you
nods
two okay
softly.
with that?
Sure.
Are you okay with that too, Anna?
I am.
Then I will be standing right over there. He points to a nearby tree. I will be standing right over there, and you two are going to sit down and talk this out. And I will be back when you two are done. Okay?
He'll
Okay.
nod.
Yes, Nico?
No, he nodded.
Okay. Then Xavier just slowly walks away to the tree, sits down under it, pulls a book from his pocket and starts reading it.
He'll look at Anna very carefully. I really didn't mean to insult you. I'm sorry.
I also didn't mean to. I didn't mean to react so bad to it, but what you spoke basically reminded me that doesn't matter where I am, everyone will always remind me where I came from. Most people out of Central and South America have these stereotypes for us. And have I ever told you how I got my first dud name?
Um,
Your connection is bad. Can you
he
please
said no.
repeat?
He said no.
I killed a whole group of people, trafficked people out of Brazil as sex slaves. They were women that would be what people would recognize as sexy Latinas. They
He
would
makes
be
kind of a sad face.
commercialized as not much else than cattle, just for the way they looked and the place they were born. We are not supposed to be different from anyone else, just because of the place we were born in. But we are fetishes, living fetishes for some. I mean, not as much, because as you can see, I look much more Greek than anything else, but when you called Amara a hot-blooded Latina, it pretty much evoked in me the image that perhaps for you I was just an exotic sex toy.
No, 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 not at all. You're so much more to me than that. To be honest, that's one facet of our relationship, that our intimate life, that although of course, I appreciate it, I value it, that's nothing, there's so much more about you that I admire, draws me to you. We were friends before this started.
I know it, but in that moment I pretty much felt like a toy.
I never meant to make you
Like
feel that way.
anything I did would be measured not for the person I am, but as just being Latina.
To be
And
honest, in a way, sorry, I didn't hear you.
from all persons in this world, I wasn't expecting it from you.
Sorry I disappointed you. I can understand how you feel, but in a strange way that you may not understand.
How?
I'm almost afraid to admit it.
Connection cut again.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said, I can understand in a way how you feel, but for a reason you might have trouble understanding.
Tell me why.
Because no matter how much I love you, for you, no matter what I, you'll, and you'll probably think this sounds really stupid, but you'll never marry me. And I know it's because you see it as a tool of the patriarchy, and because you see it as a holdover from a time where women were basically owned as property. I get that. But to me, that's not what the institution has come to mean anymore. You know? And it makes me feel like no matter what I do, no matter what, no matter how much we fall in love, no matter what Nico does, it's never, I'm never going to be any more than that. You know? That I'm always just,
It's cutted completely
in
again.
the end, Oh, where did it cut off then?
Oh, wait, I'm trying to. Let me try to make it. Okay, speak
I
again.
can do it too. Hold on. Yeah, he'll say it just makes me feel like no matter how hard it makes me feel like no matter what, I'm just never going to be good enough, or not even a matter of being good enough. Just that I don't matter. I do doesn't matter because you will have this
Yep.
image, and
Kenny,
that
we cannot understand a single word.
give it 1 second. I'm going outside.
Try to reload.
Technical difficulties. Hold on. Pentex for all your needs. Give me a second.
Don't look. In the next episode of your favorite soap opera, when Kinfolk and Garou fight.
Dun dun dun. Okay, is that better?
Better.
Okay. So yes, how much did you miss?
All of it.
All of it?
All of it.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll basically kind of look at her and tilt his head. And for those who have been following along, I'm not paraphrasing exactly as he was saying before, so deal with it. He'll say, I know you may not understand how I think this feels similar, but I think it does, so please hear me out. You've made a decision that you'll never marry. And it makes me feel as though no matter what I do, or no matter that I don't matter in that decision, or that I could never, like, I understand that you find it a tool of the patriarchy, and I understand that, you think that it's a holdover from a time when women were seen as property. I understand that, and I understand where you're coming from. You have to remember, I was married for 3 decades against my will, essentially. But that doesn't mean that I consider the entire institution to be damaged. There's parts of it. And the fact that never, that you could never see me that way, as the fact that you couldn't marry me, it makes me feel as though I'm just a part of a system that you, I don't know. I just, it makes me feel like at the end of the day, like I'm not enough. And I know what you're thinking. It came to me this morning while I was thinking, and I just, I don't know. It just, not having any form of ceremony or rituals or commitment, or just something about that rings so hollow for me. I mean, I know it works for you, and that's fine, and I respect that, but it makes me feel like no matter what, I'm just, maybe to you, another man, just another brick in the patriarchy, and that hurts me. I don't want you to see me that. He'll kind of chew his lip while he looks at her.
She just raises 2 fingers. I need to speak 2 things.
Hold on.
The first is, I don't take words lightly when I promise stuff. In the moment I took you as my mate, and that I howled to everyone in the sept to know, I did mean it. For me, being mate is not a question of fucking someone or taking possession of someone. And I am really, really sorry if you understood it that way. However, and that brings me to the second item. I love you, Nico. I really do. But we are together for a week.
I know. It was more, I guess, the long-term general sense of things. Trust me, it's my son who ran into marriage after a week. I am not
Yeah.
in the same library as him. It's no.
Yeah.
That's a
So
very serious commitment that has to be considered for quite
yeah.
some time before you just do it.
So I would rather not speak of it today. Okay? Because there are other options and there are other things, but considering the damage we did to each other last night, as Aragorn says, today it's not today. Right?
I think you need to understand that those are options that I've never had. You have to remember, at 17, I was basically taken and told that I was going to marry someone, and then was married to her immediately. And then I spent the next 30 some odd years of my life in a marriage where I knew very well that I wasn't loved, that I was only in it to I can count the times that I've been intimate with someone on my two hands in all those years between you, Emmett, and my ex-wife. I what I wanted, what mattered to me, my dreams and hopes meant nothing to her, literally. She let me become a contractor because we needed the money and because I was good at it and it was my passion. She made me stay home with our children until they were school age, whenever we had them. We only had intimate relationships to conceive our children. And her fertility was enhanced under a right to ensure that she would have to have as little contact with me as possible. When she wasn't essentially berating me or taking her frustration out on me, she wasn't there. And to be honest, that was some of the best times of my life. When I just had my kids there and it was me and we'd be together, it was fine. I was happy. But the second she came home, he'll shake his head. I got to the point where, do you know what it's like to wish that your spouse would die? To hope that they don't come home? Most Garu, or most kinfolk, They hope that their Garu comes back, that their lover returns. I got to the point where I feared her return so badly. And at the same time, after Vale took me, after we left, I missed her. I missed her so fucking badly, I thought about going back. I called her. He doesn't know that. She hung up on me. What do I expect? She said she didn't have time for me. And then I met you. And you had time for me when no one else did. And you became my friend. And then you became more. And I fell in love with you. And and then I hurt you. They say sometimes there are times in your life where you wish that you could take a moment back, your greatest regrets. And I can say genuinely, saying that to you was one of my greatest regrets. Not because of the words or what I said, although the words, yes, I mean, I understand what I said was wrong and racist. But it's because it hurt you. My words hurt you. And it made you become the thing that I hate most, and that scares me the most, and that I fear the most. And had I not done that, you wouldn't have become that. That wouldn't have happened. I really wish I could take it back, but I can't. And I don't want to lose you. I do love you. And I want for things to work out for us, and I want you to be able to tell me your opinion and how you feel about things and what upsets you. And hell, I want you to be able to tell you if I upset you. I just, not like that. Not, Rhea scarred me for life. I can't take that anymore. I can't. When I was younger, I used to be able to handle it, but I can't handle it anymore. I can't handle that level of aggression targeted at me. And I don't want you to think that I don't want to hear what you have to say. I don't care about what you think, or that you have to walk on eggshells around. I don't know what to do. I don't want to lose you, but I'm afraid that I broke us to the point that we can't fix it. You know?
I guess it's one of those points when it doesn't matter what I say or what I promise, you won't trust me.
He takes a long, hard look at her. I think what scares me sometimes is that I do trust you. Yeah, you flew off the handle. But even then, I didn't think you were going to hurt me. I just couldn't stop thinking about Rhea at the time. I swear to God, I thought she was going to pop up from somewhere with it. I know it sounds deranged, or I thought the stress of it had finally killed me, but I was having a heart attack. I swear to God, I thought I was having a heart attack last night at one point. But I just,
Is that a good spot?
I feel like, I gotta hold his hands up.
Last night, I told you we're going to die. And I will give everything to fix it. But I can't. Since I was 5, I knew I was born to kill things, not to fix them. My mom always told me that it didn't matter. I should be happy if I survived over 21. Because that's what happens with us. We die, we break things, and kill things, and we maim them. But I don't want to do any of those things to you. I don't.
You're young, Anna. You can still learn. So is that it? Or are we just going to walk away from this?
She just
I'm willing to work on it. I'm willing to.
she just lowers her head and just offers him a trembling hand. Please, don't leave me.
The ball's in your court, Anna.
Without you, everything falls apart. And connection. Connection is terrible again.
Give it 1 second. It takes a second. Hold on. No, it did not lose me. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Sorry. It comes in like bumps. It'll have bumps. So, one more time. What did she say?
Oh fuck. She stole Snail's sex drug to tell she doesn't want to lose him. Till everything falls apart.
So, hold on. She does want to work on it, or she does not want to work on it?
She wants to work on it. She said, without you, everything
Oh my
falls
god. This is like the worst time for a lag.
The worst time for what?
One second. Give it a second.
Are you feeling sad?
I think it's settled now. John typed to me what she said. Can you hear me now? Worst time for technical difficulties, people. Pentex for all your internet needs.
For us.
If you give it a second, it should clear up. You see the sky is really stormy. You see? I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's very, very stormy skies, and it's messing with the connection.
I don't know. Perhaps it will be best if we continue it tomorrow. I don't know.
I think it's okay now.
Okay.
So basically she said she wants to work on it and everything without him falls apart. Okay.
Yeah.
He'll take her hands into his. Okay? He will take her hands into his and he will pick them up and lift them to his mouth and he'll kiss them gently. And he says, I think that you are worth that. And I think that this is worth it. And I would very much like to work on it with you. Just, if you have a problem, I'll agree to be very, very mindful of what I say around you. Okay? And I will try.
I won't threaten you anymore.
He'll nod. And he'll say, I want to hear what you have to say, Anna, and I want to hear everything you have to say. Just try to say it in a way that I can hear you. I can't hear you if you're yelling or if you're angry at me. If you're yelling or you're angry at something else, I don't care. Go off. Go off the deep end and scream and rail against the world, okay? That won't bother me. Like that I can handle. Trust me. Have you met my son? My son is psychotic when he's angry. And if I can deal with him screaming his head off, I can deal with a person screaming their head off. It's when it's me that I begin to break down. So if you get mad at me, just talk to me. I'm not perfect, Anna. I'm never gonna be perfect. And I'm gonna fuck up, for God's sake. But I do love you. He'll kind of like lean in and press his forehead to hers and kind of nuzzle her gently.
She will hug him really, really close. Not tight, not a beer hug. Just bring him real close.
He'll breathe a very deep sigh of relief.
Okay. I guess now I don't need to fear being punched by Vale, do I?
I can't speak for him. I tried. It's why he sent Xavier, actually. But I know that Vale said something to Xavier that apparently he wanted. Apparently, Vale has something to say about all of this that he sent through Xavier, so we have to ask him what it was. But yeah.
Because really, I don't want to have to talk with Vale with that terrible tone in which I say, I don't want to steal your mom's place because your mom sucks.
Yeah, she does. I don't
Okay.
think he's going to. I think he sent. I think I think Xavier is here in part because Vale understands that had he tried to mediate between us or talked about it or gone to you or anything like that, that this would be a very difficult and different situation. He does have, when he's calm, he's got a very rational and sane head on his shoulders. It's when he's angry that he's not quite so sane.
Yeah, I can sort of understand him. Okay.
He is as much his mother's child as he is mine. That's what I'll say.
I can only imagine what would our child look like.
Our child.
Well,
Are we I thought we had only been together a week already with children. He'll kind of wrap his arms around her playfully.
I was more thinking about it as a joke, not as in a, you know, oh my god, I need to have your hate babies or something.
Your two little spawned off osmosis hate babies.
You know, I can just handle the
After last night,
hate babies.
I think we have triplets. Yes, our little patriarchy babies. After last night, there should be 5 of them. We probably had quintuplets. That's
Yeah,
5 babies. Angry,
yeah, I guess.
angry baby.
Yeah. You know what it reminds me?
What?
It was our first fight. And the fact you did understand what I thought without me saying it pretty much scares me, but yeah, you understood. So,
It's because I'm listening.
yeah.
He'll kind of wave over. He'll wave over to Xavier. It's very clear that they've made up.
And she would scoop Nikos from the ground, put him over her shoulder, slap his butt, and run away with him, giggling like mad.
He'll shake his head.
So, Xavier slowly makes his way back to them. Just
He's like, help, I'm being kidnapped, help.
Sits down right next to them. So, you guys are done?
Yep. Good thing you didn't hurt to her.
Are you just going to let her do this to me? You're gonna let it take me?
Hey! You consented to it. It was a consented kidnapping.
I can't really do anything about that, I'm sorry. But the thing is, Whale told me something he told me something that he wanted me to tell you.
Okay. He puts Nico to the ground and prepares to listen.
Well,
Ow, you could have done that a little softer. He'll kind of pull her into his arms.
the thing is, Vale told me that he would accept this happening again.
Nico takes a deep breath.
I'm sorry, I just listened to a part of the beginning. Can you speak again?
Whale told me to told you that he won't accept this happening again.
There won't be a second time.
Good. Good. And there's also one other thing that I should tell you, Anna.
Okay.
You know, from this day forward, I'm your alpha.
I know.
The thing is, from this day forward, I will be responsible with what you say and what you do.
I know it.
So I'm just going to ask you, okay? I'm just going to ask you, please be a little bit more considerate of what you say and what you do, okay? This is not from an alpha to a beta. This is from a friend to friend.
I did accept Unicorn, and he did accept us. I won't break my promises. I will try my best. No try. I will do my best
Thank
to
you.
avoid such things.
Nico smiles softly.
Well, seeing that everything is okay here, can I go back to my duties now?
Yeah, please. It can't get more awkward than that.
I need to do some rounds and I'll see you two around, okay?
See you, boss.
And Xavier just gets up with a smile on his face and leaves.
And Anna
Nico will kind of
will kidnap Nico again, and this time live the sept with him.
he will gladly go along.
And I think it's a good place to finish our scene.
It will be. So yes, no one has anything else to do, so we will end it there. We love you, everybody, awkwardly and suspiciously, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.